What is going on, guys? It is Salty Sloth, and today I wanted to show you this race because I thought it was pretty fun. Also, I think that it shows a pretty good example of even though if you have a few mistakes, that doesn't mean that the race is over. But anyways, qualifying in 6th going down into turn 1, I get pretty close to this McLaren. I decide that I want to back off a little bit, just trying to play it a little bit conservative. And I think you know how Monza turn 1 goes. Now, I do get pretty lucky here, and I end up hitting a 360, which gets me back on track. I do end up dropping down to about 11th place, though. Here's just another angle of my crash, and you might have thought it was probably the Mustang or the Ferrari, but actually it was this McLaren here, who absolutely kills them. And this is just a reminder to be careful at Monza turn 1. But back on track, we end up passing this Ferrari, who, I don't know, he also was involved in the crash, I guess. Now, same lap, I end up catching this group of 3 guys, and I was pretty scared based off of what I saw at turn 1. I end up pushing this Porsche past the Ferrari, which gained me a position, but I braked a little bit early coming into this corner, making the Ferrari dive bomb me a little bit. I do end up going a little wide, but I do secure the position. Now, going through Ascari, I get a little bit of a better exit than him on this left-hander, putting me in contention to potentially get this place as well. I found it a little bit strange how he didn't defend this position because, I don't know, I just thought it's a 45-minute sprint race, but I end up getting the move done down into the last corner. Now, I was a little bit worried here that he would try making a move into turn 1, and I really didn't want him to because I thought, well, I wanted to not lose as much time as possible to the car ahead because I was really just trying to make up my positions. He does look for a move there, but he doesn't end up going for it. Now that I got the position secure, and I'm going to end up pulling away from him on the straight, I end up catching to the Mustang ahead. And the same thing kind of happens here. I end up getting a much better run through Ascari than him, and through this left-hander, I get a pretty good exit. I do hit a little bit of a bounce, which compromised my exit a little bit, but the straight line speed of the Lexus is just too superior. And same thing that happened to the Porsche. Mustang doesn't defend, I go for a move, and I end up getting a pretty clean move without losing basically any time. Now, he did end up getting a pretty good exit here, which made me a little bit fearful that he was going to make a move down into turn 1 like I was afraid the Porsche would, but he didn't end up making it. Anyways, first back marker on lap 3, which is pretty odd. I think it's probably because of the turn 1 crash. Some people were probably pretty busted up. And this green McLaren in front of us, I'm pretty sure ends up going to the pits. Oh, I guess not. Now, he is a pretty good driver, it's just that the McLaren is not a very good fit for Monza, and it doesn't have a great straight line speed, especially compared to the Lexus. Now, he does end up getting a pretty good exit out of the second Lesmo, and one thing that confused me is, even though he had more downforce than me, you can see how close I get to him going into this braking zone. You can see I just narrowly miss him there, and I end up staying kind of close behind him through all of Ascari. I end up getting a pretty good exit, and you're going to really see, as I said again, the Lexus straight line speed come through here. And again, nobody was defending me. Nobody was like willing to battle me this race, and it was kind of annoying, but you know, free positions are always nice. And this is an example of how to not be a safe back marker. You can see me going through here, 2 cars on the right hand side, Mustang slowing way down on the exit, causing me to freak out a little bit, and yeah, let's just rewind that. From the Mustang's POV, you can see the McLaren ends up hitting the Lexus there, and I don't even know what this guy was doing. He was just, that's so unsafe, just don't ever do that. Also, look how early this Lexus is braking to let people through. Never ever do that, because this is going to end up happening to you. This is super bad. Anyways, we make it out alive though, and the McLaren ends up going to the pits, and I decide that I want to stay out for one more lap. Now, this was a pretty stupid move by me, and I'm just going to let it play. Yeah, so I end up getting a little bit twitchy on exit, and I overcorrect so hard, and my main objective here was just getting onto the track as soon as possible. Back marker goes through, full lock left, full lock right, and I end up losing only one position because the other one was a back marker. So after that huge code brown that I just had, I decided that that was enough, and it was about time I went into the pits. I took tires and a little bit of fuel because that's mandatory in these races, and I ended up coming out in, I'm pretty sure, 8th place. Coming out of the pits, the Porsche that I ended up passing in, I think it was lap 1, he ends up passing me again, which kind of sucks, which kind of just shows you how much time you can lose from just a small mistake like that. And then the next lap, another car, the blue Ferrari that I ended up passing at lap 1, also passes me, which also kind of sucks, but I knew that I had pace over him, so it was fine. Going onto the straight, I end up having a pretty good run over him, and I really didn't want to go on the inside of this corner, so I kind of squeezed him a little bit. It wasn't too bad, but I ended up making the move done pretty cleanly. Then, same lap, I ended up catching the Porsche that I ended up passing on lap 1, and guess what happens? Yeah, you're correct. He doesn't defend his friggin' position. This pissed me off so much. Everybody was just giving me positions, and you might think that that's a good thing, but it was really quite annoying. Give him a little touch there. We were pretty close there. He almost made it stick, but... And then comes the green Porsche. I nearly run into him again through this corner. He was really slow through here, and I get a... Oh, I actually get a pretty good exit. Maybe I was thinking about a different lap, but I get a pretty good exit, and he doesn't defend. This was pissing me off so much. He just didn't do anything. He wasn't doing anything, and it was so annoying. I thought that I was going into this race trying to have some good battling, but apparently everybody else was too much of a wussy to actually battle me. And I'm not being cocky like I'm the best driver around. No, I'm definitely not, because I'm not qualifying P1 in any of these races, but I just like to have some good battles once in a while. Anyways, now that my rant is over, I was alone for quite a while, which made me think of all my decisions that I've made. And coming on to the last lap, I end up securing a P4 position. End up securing P4, and I guarantee you that. I'm not saying that just because I want you to hear that. P4 felt pretty good. If my average of 2 viewers are liking the content that I'm making, please like and subscribe. If any of you guys actually make it to the end of this video, that would be greatly appreciated, and I would give myself a high five. See you guys next time.